Hello again and welcome to Den's Shed. I'm Den and this is the shed. Right, it's a bit of a mess. Today I'm looking at my other creation, which is the radio control car. And I'm using my phone again, it's not brilliant. So here we have the buggy, radio control car, whatever you want to call it, and we're attempting to make a petrol tank, which is here out of a squashed piece of pipe. There goes the filler cap. Basically we've annealed that, put it in the vise and squashed it. Wonderful scientific method. And we're going to attempt to solder on the end plates here with soft solder. So attempt to try and get this thing to work. I've done it before many years ago with my model engines, but this is a bigger scale, so I haven't worked out the capacity yet. It's sort of a very accurate guesstimate. The buggy's coming along fine. Now I've road tested it. I'll get some better shots of it later. This is the jewel in the crown. We have the Sparkies among us will be able to tell that's a Beezer box. In there we have a crown wheel and two pinion gears. And the shifter here on a servo moves the centre shaft up and down so that the pinion gears engage with the crown on the opposite sides, which makes a forward neutral reverse gearbox, much like you have in a boat. That's where I got the idea anyway, from an outboard, my trusty old Johnson triple. Underneath here is the gear selector, which I could force it with the radio off, and the selector peg is underneath there. That shifts the shaft up and down. It's on a thrust bearing. This lever here will shift up for reverse and press the switch to put the reversing lights on. This is sort of a dry assembly, as bikers call it. I have tested it and it does run forward, neutral, reverse, and for the third time lucky I've got the gear ratio right. The engine came from a strimmer, which I had no idea what the power output was. I made a guess and I was wildly wrong that time. It's a 34cc engine. It's got 2.25 horsepower, believe it or not, and it sings along at a massive 10,400 RPM. And I estimated it at half that, and the gear ratio was impossible to control the thing. This was doing nearly 66 miles an hour and has the power to get there. So, after testing it at work with an RPM gauge, spindle tester, I found it did this untold RPM. And since then I've had to change the gear ratios, and finally we've got one where you can control it. Only one wheel drive, so it's not really much of a land crosser, but it's scaled to a Land Rover short wheelbase. It only drives on the one wheel here, there's no differentials. We've got a push drive there, mini moto chain, and we've got a bicycle disc there on a push drive also, a little servo. Oh sorry, the servo's got a rod which operates the brake. Big battery there, inverter for the radio. That's about it for now. The body is another day, another dollar. As I say, we're trying to make a fuel tank, and I'm going to jig that up now. I've got to assemble it so that I can get it all soldered in one hit, which means the output tube has to go under here, clamped in position. The end plates will have to go on like so, and then when it's all soft soldered, and the inlet pipe, which I dropped on the floor earlier, when it's all together, hopefully it'll be fuel tight, and I can yell about it. So between now and the next time I'll be doing lots of swearing and burning myself and bashing this thing about, and hopefully we'll have a positive result. So I'm going to get on with that now. Do we have fun? See you next time.